Hello, hello, good evening. Give this a second here. Make sure it's going. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖𝗓, and this is Crafty Hour, episode 115. I am ButterDish Designs, and welcome. So, glad you're here. Let me do one thing here. All right, I was getting some feedback there from the other overhead camera. So let me try that. There we go. All right. We should be ready to rock and roll here. So good evening. Welcome again. And yeah, let me add on the, there we go. So see, hi. All right. So last week we made the fault line cards. So we did those. And that used the Thankful Garden set. We're going to use this flower again from the Thankful Garden this week, and a sentiment from, this is a sneak peek of a set coming out called The Right Words. This is a great sentiment set because not only does it have a greeting for like the outside of your card, let's say, it also has one for the inside. So we're going to be using that. All right. And let me show you what we're going to make this evening. And let me switch to, there we go. Get a solo layout here. Right, this is the card we'll be making this evening. And just wanted to do some embossing and like show you different ways to do these. Like last week, we didn't color the flower at all. I just cut it down and it was stamped in black. But this week, I'm going to show you how to easily add a little bit of color without going full-blown coloring on it. And this particular sample has Berry Burst, and the ink is the new 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖. So tonight, I'm just going to make it a different color and show you another new color. This is Timid Tiger. And so we're going to do this one as the card base, okay? So I did pre-cut everything, but didn't stamp anything yet. So just grab an envelope. And we're also going to be using the new 2025, 2027 in color flat pearls, which are great, especially because add a little bling without, you can still mail it. So that's the 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖, the cloud cover, Timid Tiger, the Darling Duckling, and the Return of Strawberry Slush there. Okay. Hi, Coney. So, all right. Let's get to doing this here. So for your card base, you're going to need a piece that's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That's your first piece of the colored cardstock, whichever you choose. This is the Timid Tiger. Then you'll need a second piece here that measures 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right. You'll need basic white. You'll need 2 pieces that measure 4 by 5 1/4. And then one smaller piece that measures 3 by 4 inches. And then you'll need some scraps. No more than half a sheet just for the other stuff. All right. You'll need a focal image, which again, we're using that flower. You'll need an embossing folder, we're going to use a new one here, the sneak peek of this new one. And Lord help me, I don't remember the name of it, but it's pretty cool looking. So there's that one. And you'll also need a circle punch. I'm going to be using a 2.5. Use whatever you have on hand and you'll see. And then, of course, an envelope. So, one color ink, one colored cardstock, just a couple tools, and we're going to make this beautiful card, but just in a different color. Okay, I'm going to set that aside just for a minute. Let's go ahead and do our stamping, and then we'll bring over the cut and emboss machine for the other pieces. All right. So I'm going to want inside to stamp on, the envelope to stamp on, the extra piece to stamp on, and then I'm sure these little cutoff pieces, one of them will work for the front, for the sentiment. So, all right. Because this is a bigger image, I do like to turn it over and add my ink this way. All right. So we're going to die cut that piece. This is the envelope. So I am just going to do just a partial of that. There we go. This is the inside, and I'm also going to do just a partial of this one as well. There we go. Let's see if we can work one of these for the sentiment here. After I clean this off real quick. There we go. Okay, so last time I put sending good vibes. This time I'm going to use the happy birthday. And I think I'm going to go with a smaller one here. We're going to give it a whirl. When you're inking up images like this that can rock, make sure you're just tapping very, very lightly. Like you're kissing your grandpa on the cheek or your grandma. So just very lightly. All right. Let me see if I can get this somewhat straight here. And there we go. We got happy birthday. If you don't like it, you can turn it over. Let's see if we can do better on this side. So there, I have a choice, one side or the other. Okay. Clean that off. Okay. Okay, on this one, I am going to add a little sentiment here on the inside that goes with that happy birthday on the outside. And just someone worth celebrating every single day. So I thought that's a nice combination for a special somebody for their birthday. All right. Now, let me show you the trick here about the coloring. And for that, you're going to need your blender pen. So we are just going to simply use the blender and start picking up color from the line art. And basically anywhere they've added the little extra illustration for the lines, I am simply going over that. And these pieces here, they're curved over. And missed one right there. Just gives it a little extra something. All right, so here you can see the uncolored image and what you can do just by minimal work with the blender pen here. So really add something nice to that. We'll go ahead and do the piece we're gonna die cut as well. And you can see it goes really quickly here. That little stem. That piece we're going to die cut, and we just have one more here. Hi, Anne. How's your day going? Right. But yeah, this is a great way to just quickly add color with just picking up from the lines there. All right, I think I got them all, and we're done. So you just want to clean off that brush by going on its side. You're not pushing on it, just turn it on its side and kind of get the color off there. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is go ahead and punch a circle also. And then for this die cut piece, I'm just going to snip this off. All right. Okay, let me bring this over here. And let's go ahead and do our die cut piece first. And got a little piece of cheap here. Okay. Oh, yay. I'm so happy to hear that. It's very nice for you to tell me about that. I know I shared it at my office, and they, even my big boss made a point to stop and compliment on it. He said he loved it. So hopefully it'll bring some other people your way for business. All right. Oh, all right. There we go. Ta-da. Okay. So now this is not a 3D embossing folder. It's just a normal embossing folder. And you can see here with this is that it's just got this, so you can go either way with it. And I'm going to take the other 5¼ by 4 piece and put this in here to emboss with it. All right. Yes, it does. It really brightens up that little area of yours. All right. So there we go. Got that. Now we are still going to emboss one more piece, and that is that circle. Okay. And you can go ahead and put that wherever you want in there. It's not a secret or anything to like where it goes. All right. I should say big deal, but all right. Here we go. Ooh. My plates are a little off, so it's making a little bit of noise there. All right, so we've got our embossed circle. Okay, let me move this out of the way. And let's put this thing together. All right. So I'm going to be putting this together with the Timid Tiger on this time. Last time I did Berry Burst, but this time I wanted to do the Timid Tiger with the 𝗧𝗏𝗘𝗖𝗞. Get your foam folder out there and give it a good burnish. All right. So we've got our inside here. I like a navy and orange together. I think it looks good. So, all right, now we're going to take our embossed panel and put it on the front. Just a little bit extra glue on this one because it is embossed. All right, hold that for a second. All right. Now we've got our layering pieces here. And on this one, before I put it down, I am definitely going to use dimensionals and pop that up. And yes, we're going to cover up this embossing. I'm going to stick it over here in the corner. Go off, but that's all right. It's going to get covered. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we've got the embossed circle here, and we're also going to pop this one up with dimensionals. Oh, there went the glue lid. All right. So I'm going to put this down in this corner here, like so. And then this is going to go like that. So we're going to put the dimensionals on the top portion. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue on this portion because it's going to be stuck to this. Just trying to even out the layer. Okay, there we go. All right, now we've got our happy birthday. We can use either side. I think this side is a little more centered than the other side. All right, and I am just going to trim this down a little bit. And I'm going to glue this one straight on there. Ooh, yeah. I think we're going to go right about there. All right. Okay, and last but certainly not least, which, give me a second to put the lid on the glue. All right. Are these embellishments. So what I like to do with these is when you're trying one out, you know, they're on clear, so you can actually just pull that off there and see like which one you want to use. And I think I'm going to go with the 𝗧𝗓𝗘 again, just because the orange is, the Timid Tiger is very bright, which is awesome. I love the combination, but I want to not make it any brighter. So I stick one down there, and this is, there's 3 different sizes on here, which is great. All right. So super easy, but beautiful card with all those layers on there. Get this off to the side here. So just, even though it's got a lot of white with the embossed, it really does look sharp. And so you can see here it is in Berry Burst and the 𝗧𝗓𝗘. And then over here is the Timid Tiger and the 𝗧𝗓𝗘. So yeah. And easy to color that way with the blender pen. And yeah, hope you'll give it a try. Oh, allergies. If you're here in Tucson, you know it because those Palo Verdes are just blooming. It's a yellow flower snow everywhere. So, all right, here we go. Hi, and thank you for joining me this evening. If you missed any of this, you can catch the replay here shortly over on my YouTube channel, because remember, on Facebook now, the videos do go away after 30 days. So, but it's always over on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for joining me. And I can't wait to see you next week for Crafty Hour episode 116, which I believe is the 1st of May. So yeah. So I've got a unique, well, it's not unique, I should say. Well, it is, because everybody makes stuff differently. I've got a fun fold for you next week. So, all right, everybody take care. Until then, bye.